Hello there everybody, it is me XfreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build, and welcome to the very first house renovation ever here on the channel. So first of all, happy February to all of you, and happy anniversary to our Redesign Newcrest project. I can't believe I've been working on this for a year, but I'd like to think that we are pushing through, or should I say trudging through. Yeah, we're gonna get there in the end, but I'm happy to make some progress by starting renovation on some of the older builds. And today we are going to be renovating the Machiya that I built in April or May of 2020. And as you can see, there is a lot that needs to be updated in this building, particularly with the structure, because we did get quite a lot of, architectural details that are more accurate to Japanese culture. So I am incorporating that into this build. Obviously, when I built this, Snowy Escape still wasn't out yet. It wasn't even announced. Honestly, the idea of getting a Japanese pack when I built this was pretty far-fetched, but who would have thought that only a couple of months later after I built this, we would be getting Snowy Escape. And honestly, the release of Snowy Escape totally threw my schedule on a loop, because obviously I wanted to finish, the project as soon as I can, but obviously because of Snowy Escape, I had to make updates and all of that stuff. But you know what, it's fine, because at the end of the day, this is what we wanted. We wanted a Japanese pack so that we can not only have like build items, but also gameplay items as well that are more accurate to Japanese culture. And honestly, I'm really happy that we have Snowy Escape now. Please excuse all of that traffic noise outside. It's been bothering me, so if I'm a little bit distracted during the intro of this video, that is why. But as you can see, I did the roofing trick that I came up with using the tool mod, rotating some of those roof accents that came with Snowy Escape. And in this video, you actually saw me do all of it, because this isn't a particularly long video. Since we're mostly doing renovations, I wanted to show you guys the whole process of that roof trick, because it's not something that I get to show often because of the time constraints that are usually present in my usual videos. And speaking of my usual videos, these renovation videos will have a slightly different format. As you can see, there was no intro, and there won't be any outro cinematics as well. At the end of the video, there will be some screenshots of before and after comparisons, but I don't think I'm gonna do the elaborate cinematic house tour videos that I usually do for my usual videos, because I think it would be redundant. Because one of the reasons why I do the house tour is to show the functionality of the builds, and also to give you an idea of the person or the family that I envision would be living in the build itself. And I've already showcased that in the original video for this build, so I feel like it would be redundant to, show you the exact same thing. And plus, I want to focus my energy on other things as well, because in case you couldn't tell, filming the usual cinematic house tour parts of the video actually takes so much time. I usually give myself about a day to do all of the filming and editing for just those parts of the video. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy them. Definitely taking screenshots is more, practical when it comes to time. Don't worry, I will be doing the house tours for my regular speed builds, but for these renovations, I'm just gonna stick to screenshots. But yeah, for the exterior, I definitely made use of the new wood textures that came with Snowy Escape. I really love like the worn out wood textures, so it gives this place kind of like a more historical vibe, and that was kind of like the vibe I was going for with this Machiya anyway. I think the biggest change for the exterior would probably be the buildings surrounding this townhouse, because originally I had like a whole building to the left which cost money because I used actual walls in game, so I deleted that and replaced it with one of the facade buildings basically, so that you wouldn't have to spend money if you want to buy this house in your gameplay. It'll be free, but it'll still look like it's part of like this old neighborhood kind of vibe that I was going for. So that's that. I'm really happy that we got those in the debug category, because originally when I did this, the only fake buildings we had in the debug category were the Europeans ones from university, and that was a big no-no, of course, because this is not a European themed save file. For the interior, obviously we had to do a lot of updates. Probably the most tricky updates to do were the foundations, because when I first built this we did not have the platform, so that was kind of a tricky part that I had to update, because actually even before we got platforms you can still do split levels as long as you did it like one step under. The sim can still walk over without ladders, but with the whole platform update, that whole system kind of got overhauled, so I had to update the Genkan as well as the kitchen area, because those were stepped down compared to the rest of the house. But it was pretty straightforward actually. The platform system is pretty easy to use, so really happy with that. And yeah, we're just basically updating all of the rooms here with some functional items. The tatami, I'm happy that we finally got them because they look way more realistic here than the fake ones I tried to create. And we also have the functional kotatsu as well. I think the room to the right of the Genkan is probably like a spare bedroom, because usually when it comes to traditional Japanese homes, that tatami room usually is either a guest room or a room for like an older relative. So that's kind of what I envisioned that area for. This house only has one functional bedroom because the other room, technically this is supposed to have two bedrooms, but the other room has a fake futon using the size up towel thing that I usually do. And yeah, the kitchen didn't really get updated that much because I like the old worn out furniture that I chose for this originally anyway, so yeah. And the bathroom didn't get a lot of updates as well. I just changed the lighting to make it look a little bit more older, and also I think I put one of those like stools and bucket things, I forgot what those are called, but those stools that the Japanese people sit on when they're taking a bath. Basically, I put one of those next to the shower. And moving on to the second floor, as you can see, this is supposed to be Grandpa's bedroom, by the way. The person I envision living here is kind of like an older craftsman slash artisan who occasionally has his grandson stay over. For those of you who actually saw my Japanese apato build from a couple of months back, they're the exact same family. So the old man who lives here has a daughter, and his daughter and her son were basically showcased in my apato build, so if you want to know more about them, you can go ahead and check out that video. Yeah, I plan to do generations and family relationships in the save file as well, so you can look forward to that. I'm really trying to make this feel like a legit living, breathing world. So yeah, before I forget, please let me know if you have any suggestions on the save file itself and also for these renovation videos as well. I'm really interested to know what you guys have to say. This is the functional bedroom, and basically this is supposed to be the teen bedroom for the grandson whenever he's staying over. But if you also want to make this into a functional home, you can just have the person living here, I guess, stay in this bedroom. I imagine that the room next to this one is more of an office. That's why I put like a little, you know, a little kind of meditation stool to stimulate kind of like an office area, if you get what I mean. So that's pretty much all of the renovation for the interior. Yeah, basically for the exterior, I would say a lot of this is still subject to change because I do plan to put other structures outside of this lot. Using the tool mod, I can, you know, take objects out of the lot, which is, by the way, what tool stands for, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that after I finish all of the lot, so I have a good idea on, you know, what space has to be filled up and all of that stuff. So yeah, I feel like this area is still subject to change. I didn't do much of an update on the workshop area because you know, I think that area is pretty straightforward. There's really not a lot of content that I can incorporate in that. And also in this backyard area as well, didn't update it as much. I just put like one of those boxes that you can store stuff into. But it looks like that's actually going to be it for this build. So I hope you all enjoyed it. It's a pretty quick build, but I'm glad to get this save file moving and hopefully it'll get finished soon. So I think that's going to be it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go now. So thank you so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.